Hey guys, Mika here, and I'm holding something very, very special. For those of you who are big ukulele fans, you can recognize that nice big K on the top of this beautiful crown headstock. This is the Kanile'a Platinum 2021 model. And why did I say this is very, very special? Well, I would say it's very special because it's a platinum, but I said very, very special, and there's like caps on the first very, because there's only 50 of these made in 2021. And if I had to guess what number this is that's listed on inside, it's number one. So this is very special. I'm so honored to be able to have the opportunity to hold. I played a few of the numbers elsewhere, but to be able to hold the very first one is very special. I feel very privileged to be able to share my thoughts and share this wonderful instrument with you folks. So like I mentioned earlier, this is number one of 50 of the 2021 Kanile'a Platinum Ukulele, their flagship model of that year. And for me personally, this one and the 2020 Platinum is my all-time favorites Kanile'as that I've ever played. These are just phenomenally built instruments. I love the aesthetics, especially of this 2021 with all the koa leaves. I'll get into it in a moment, but this is just one of my favorite of all time instruments from Kanile'a. It's just it checks all of my boxes, and it's just it plays well. It looks absolutely beautiful. Of course, the rarity and the prestige of having one is also amazing too. But just it's a fantastic instrument. So, going into the front, I mean, this is all curly koa everywhere. Pretty much everywhere you see this front, Kanile'a, uses some of the nicest arguably some of the nicest koa on planet Earth. They go and find some of the nicest koa, and they're not afraid to share it and put it on their instruments for everyone to happily enjoy the beautiful aesthetics of it. So as you can see here, this really radiates all the talking points of koa, which is the crazy curls, the grain patterns, all of the different colors, all of the different waves in which the koa is moving, the orange, the dark streaks, the white, some other black spots here. I mean, it has everything on here. It's just really wild, but also just so elegant at the same time. If we turn our attention to the back, look at that nice dark striking line that runs through the middle, even kind of here on the top of the sides, and then just very, again, extraordinary Hawaiian curly koa here on the back. Now what's really cool about this model is that Kanile'a went ahead and put this little area of the instrument where it's magnetic, so you can go ahead and take it off and pretty much just put it right here, and then you can go and have, I don't know, inside access to the ukulele. You can change the pickup, you can change the strings, and because it's magnetic, you can go ahead and just plop it back there, and boop, and it just kind of rest in there. So you're never going to lose it. It's never going to come off because it's magnetic. But I just thought it was such a cool little design choice, because if you don't look at it too hard, you kind of wouldn't see it, because it's perfectly cut out with the set of koa. But it just makes it a lot easier to go ahead and get inside the ukulele, because as you can see in the front, there's no traditional sound hole on the front. So I just thought that was a pretty cool factor of this instrument. And just so you folks can see this side of the instrument too, matching from the other side, just again that nice dark stripe. I love the curly koa that's going up and down, or I guess side to side from this angle. Just really beautiful stuff. Curly maple that runs down this back end strip right here of the instrument, as well as the binding around the bottom and the top of the instrument, as well as a part of this scallop cutaway right here, nice maple, as well as that curly maple that wraps around the sides of the fretboard as the binding. As you can see here, you have your black fret marker dots on 3, 5, 7, 10, double on 12 and 15, as well as your beautiful koa leaves here on the fretboard in koa on the same fret markers, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, and 15. And we had that same design in these 3 koa leaves that acts as the sound hole. You remove the traditional sound hole, and then you have these for your sound to go into the instrument, reverberate, as well as the side part with the 3 koa leaves that's binded with the beautiful maple. White on this kind of koa just really pops, makes it really has that nice contrast. Equally so as if you had like that black ebony binding. This white really just kind of jumps off the instrument. So just beautiful stuff. And then again, attention to details, having that little kind of koa strips, or that leaves, sorry, here on the bridge of the instrument. And then as well as in the middle of this crown slotted headstock, this thinner slotted headstock right here, and then of course the Kanile'a logo here on the top and koa. Goto stealth tuners on the sides, as well as a satin mahogany neck on the back of the instrument. Now getting into the sound of this, it just I mean, it's the perfect it's literally the representation of koa. Like it's punchy, but it's warm, it's sweet, it has a nice beautiful mid-range. The low G kind of helps bring more of that depth to the sound, but I just love how bright and clear that A string is, and it just rings for a really long time. Just such a sweet tone, but slightly on the it skews slightly on the brighter side. But at the same time, I do have fingernails. If you play with if you play with the flesh of your fingers or the skin, you're not gonna get as bright of a sound. You get more of a rounded tone. But because I use my thumbnail, you can dig into it a little more. But for fingerstyle, just extremely clean. It's like bells. Beautiful stuff. One last thing that I wanted to mention, because this was actually introduced on this model, something that's very unique. I want to say that no other brand or ukulele maker does this, but they have a true relief here on the side. So if you look at the instrument like this, you can see how the instrument dips like this, or even over here, it dips like that. So what that does, it's very pragmatic. It just makes a lot of sense when you're holding the instrument, no matter if you're holding it more like this, or if you're like me and you hold it at like a 45-degree angle, because I'm more of a classical player. When you put your instrument and rest your forearm right here, it dips into the instrument, so it just naturally just molds into the arm, or your arm naturally molds into that relief right there. So when I'm playing this instrument, it just feels really comfortable. I just thought this was such a genius invention on Kanile'a's side. And it just makes so much sense that they do that. And I'm not a luthier, not even close. I'm no luthier, but I can't even imagine the physics in terms of how they do that. It kind of blows my mind that they figured out how to do this. But again, from a player's standpoint, it just makes so much sense that they've done this. So it feels so comfortable. I think it does make a really big difference, especially if you're playing for an hour, 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. It just works. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get into a sound sample on this wonderful instrument. Here we go. so sweet, but yet so much articulation and so much clarity in the sound. So just, it's so clean. Just wow. Oh man. So here's a little bit of strumming on the instrument.